In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to use GarageBand. So, first thing you're going to do is go into your Launchpad, and then from there, you're going to locate the GarageBand icon. Yesterday, myself and the IT guy went through each computer, and we were able to put GarageBand on every single one. There might be one or two that we still have not gotten to yet, but for the majority of the computers out there, all GarageBand will be uploaded and ready to go. So this is going to be the opening screen that we'll see. To introduce this program, we're going to use something called loops. And we will go to choose, and then it's going to give us some information. We're not going to change anything for this for now. So we're just going to keep this all the same, and we'd hit create. Once we are into GarageBand, you will see that it's divided into three sections. We're going to have our tracks, we're going to have our music and voice recordings and podcasts. Everything we do is going to be in here. And then over here we have our loops, we have our information, and then we also have our media browser over here as well. So where we're going to start is we're going to start with the I under information, and then we need to add an instrument. So we are going to click on this plus button, and when you put your mouse over it, it'll say create a new track. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to introduce a real instrument. So hit create, and now here is our track for our voice. Now, one thing I had to change in mind that you may have to change, I don't know 100% certain or not, but you may have to go to GarageBand, go to Preferences, and go to Audio, and then you want to make sure it's built-in output. If it's not, and it's something else, you may have difficulty in not being able to hear your voice recorded. So, you only need to go to GarageBand, Preferences, under Audio MID, just put in built-in output, and that should take care of the problem. Okay, so now we're ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to record our own voices. So we're going to go to the record button here. Now before we do that, we have an instrument called the metronome. When I hit the space bar to record, you can kind of hear that ticking sound back and forth. That is this metronome that's right here. We are going to turn this off because if we don't and we record, it's going to continue to be there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to record our voice. And you can just say your first and last name and the grade you're in if you want to. My name is Mr. Mellett and I teach computer class. So now I can play it back. My name is Mr. Mellett and I teach computer class. Now, if you noticed, I kind of messed up there a little bit on my speech. So what's nice about this was kind of like the same thing in iMovie. I can go ahead and split a clip. So to split a clip, I believe it's Command T. Yep, it's Command T, and that'll split it. Command Z is to go back. So let's listen. So I need this little portion right here to split. Split it again. And now, when I play it, I teach computer class. Sounds a little funny, but for the sake of the video, we're going to keep it that way. So that's how you'd split a clip. Now, there is different filters you can put on it. So if maybe for this one, and I'm under I could go to vocals, and let's say I want to go deeper vocals. Some of these you can really hear, others are kind of difficult. My name is Mr. Mellett, and I teach computer class. So you can really see some of these are dramatic. Helium breath. My name is Mr. Mellett, and I teach computer class. Okay, so we get the idea. Okay, so that is how you record your voice. Now, we have something called loops, and these are pre-recorded instruments that are already in here. For the first project that you'll be doing is going to be creating ringtones. So this is how the project is going to work. You're going to record your voice saying your first and last name and the name of the ringtone, and then you're going to start to build the ringtone. So all you need to do to get one of these loops over here, and let's say I wanted to do part in this one here. Okay, let's say I like this one. So all I need to do is drag it, and that automatically creates another line for another instrument in here for me. So now when I play it, it puts this in here. Now, whenever you click on any of these instruments, you'll notice that there's some that doesn't have this symbol in front. That means we do not have the upgraded version. So anything else we can use. So to create these ringtones, what you need to do is to have 3 or 4 loops that are put into a 10-second ringtone or a 10-second song. So all you do is start putting together some of these things. Okay, so I like that one. So I'll drag this one in its own separate line as well. So when I play it back, okay, it sounds pretty good. So, but this is a little short. So what I need to do is I need to extend this out. So all I do is click on it, grab the back end, drag it out, and now I'm going to have my full song going here when it comes to this. Now, how do I know what 10 seconds is? If you look here at the bottom, you could change this to time. And then the timing will simply let you know how long this is going to be. Now, after you have your voice recording of yourself and you have your different loops together, there is one last part you need to do. The last part you need to do is you need to click on this down button right here, and it's going to create like this thin line underneath it. This is what we need to do in order to have a fade in, fade out. So I'm going to create one dot here at the beginning. I'm going to create another dot here, and I'm going to drag, oops, not let me grab it. Drag this one down. So when I play it back, you can really hear that nice fade. So again, it's this down arrow. Click once, click again, grab that dot. Oh, it's doing it again. And now I play it back. Spacebar again to play. So fade in and then fade out would be the same way. And that's it. That's for the most part all you really need to know for this assignment. If you, for some reason, are not sure if maybe a particular instrument really fits, the way to delete is just to click on it and hit the delete button. Also, what you can do is go over to this sound button with a slash through it, and then it basically, if it's gray, that means the instrument has been muted. So if I didn't want that, I could just hear this instrument here on that one. And that should be pretty much all you need to know for this assignment. You need to create 3, it's either 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 of these. Now the way you need to export it was you go to Share, Export Song to Disk, and then you can keep it 8 and change it to MP3 encoder, export, and then just make sure you put it on your desktop when it comes to this. Okay, I know this is a new program. We haven't done this together in class. So if you get stuck, just go ahead and take your time trying to play around with it. And then on Wednesday, I can answer more questions. Make sure you double check with the requirements as you're going through this. And if there's any other questions, I will answer them on Wednesday.